Yeah, Tecumseh is another one that there's a lot of difference of opinion, and I'll have to admit the reason I'm doing what I'm doing is because of mainly two people. One's Tecumseh and one's Alan Eckert. I saw the outdoor drama when I was 5 and fell in love with it, and Tecumseh quickly became my hero. Alan felt very strongly that Tecumseh, in fact I have a letter we correspond some where he says Tecumseh was not only the greatest Indian but one of the greatest men in history. He firmly believes that Tecumseh was not only a great leader, he was born under a comet, which his name means panther crossing the sky. Now Alan believes that Tecumseh was actually the prophet, that he would tell Tenskwatawa what would be happening. So because he made Tenskwatawa his brother, village chief basically, because Tecumseh traveled so much throughout the country, going to other tribes, trying to convince them to join his confederation. And so before he would leave each time, he'd give Tenskwatawa, the prophecies to tell the others. And then Tenskwatawa, the prophets, started believing that he himself, that he was a prophet, and actually started trying to take some power away from Tecumseh, and led the Indians when they lost to William Henry Harrison at Tippecanoe, which kind of destroyed the Confederacy, made Tecumseh and the ones that were still with him joined with the British. Others believe that Tecumseh was, yes, he was a military leader, but the prophet was the one that truly was to the Indians a prophet and a religious leader, and was as important or nearly as important as Tecumseh in the Confederation. Again, there is a lot of controversy to that. I tend to believe more along with Alan, with what he thought. But again, regardless, the importance of Tecumseh is, again, not just locally, but nationally and even around the world. So that's one thing, going back to Blue Jacket, where Tecumseh admits, Alan Eckert admits, I don't want to say mistakes, but things that he's discovered differently than what he wrote previously. Another major change from Frontiersman Sergeant Hart is about Tecumseh's sister, Tecumseh, who in Frontiersman was one of the most influential people in Tecumseh's life. Where in Sergeant Hart, he says she married a French trader and basically left the family. So those are two major changes from Frontiersman Sergeant Hart, but again, he sticks with the Blue Jacket story. Another story with Blue Jacket, and one that, even though it's in the Frontiersman, that I'm not sure actually happened, is that, again, this is thinking that Blue Jacket was Marmaduke Van Swearingen, originally was adopted into Shawnee. During the Battle of Fallen Timbers, he was in hand-to-hand combat with an American soldier, and he's getting ready to kill him and realizes that his younger brother, Charlie, it's the same brother that he was with when he was captured by the Shawnee, and made the deal that Charlie would go back to his family, and Marmaduke would be adopted into the Shawnees. And so he's getting ready, realizes Charlie kind of thinks about what to do, and ends up killing him and scalping him. And then he, after the battle, he goes to Hanging Rock, which is kind of down southeastern Ohio, and builds a fire and cuts up the scalp and burns it, kind of the last, breaking away entirely from his what used to be his white life. Again, that one, to me, I'm not sure if it actually happened, and to me, chances of meeting your brother like that in a battle, I don't know about, but that is another of the stories or legends about Blue Jacket.